doing another addition to my GPS, God's Purpose System. GPS. And it is amazing to me just how simple God made all this and how complicated we try to make it. And the simplest fact is from creation of me, God had a plan, God's purpose system. Now, did I know that? No, but he did. And from that very moment, he put that in gear. And GPS is GPS, and we understand GPS, that you ride in a destination, and it's going to tell you how to get there. And here we go. You start on that journey, and then something happens, and you get off on this exit, and then you do whatever it is and get back on the highway and keep trucking. Because in our life, the simplicity of it is that God's plan is for all of us to get to heaven, his paradise that he created for us. Now, we can mess that up because God does not interfere with the free will of me or you, either one. But he still gives us direction. And he tells us, don't go there. That's danger. Go here, do this. And we know it. A lot of us called it our conscience, our whatever, but it's God. And then when we are born again, and that is really the only real stipulation that is a must to get to heaven. So, and when we get to where we understand right and wrong, we make a decision. We're going to go with God or we're going to go with the devil. We don't say that out loud. Maybe we do, but don't have to. But your actions determine that. And again, when you turn your life to God and let the Holy Spirit come in and take over and take the lead, that's where GPS comes into effect, that you can hear it, that when he speaks to you, you know he's speaking. And I was doing some writing yesterday and was thinking about different journeys. And I'm just an old country bumpkin from North Georgia mountains. And I'm a nobody from nowhere. But God has let me live and see a lot of awesome things in my journey. And we all make choices. We make choices to stay right where we was born and raised or get out and roam the world. Well, I roam the world. And that's maybe not the thing that anybody else would want to do, but that's what I did. But in doing that, there's all this knowledge. And you learn step by step by step. And I was using, just because my grandson is in the Navy and he's out in the state of Washington. Well, I'm down in Georgia, and I just did a comparable of life and that journey. I've been to Washington. I've been all through that. But let's just do a little comparable. I want you to understand how simple this is. You put it in the GPS, I want to go to Washington, whatever town. Well, in your soul, you put that in. My only goal is to get to heaven. And I want to get there as best I can and enjoy life. Well, the beauty of being a born-again Christian is that your GPS that you've got, the guy that's not born again, don't have it. Now, we're both taking that journey. We're both going to the end, no matter what. We cannot avoid this dying. And this, the Holy Spirit, living forever, ever. So both of us, good or bad, following God or following the devil, we're going there, all of us. So the beauty of GPS and God and born again is that in that journey, we've got peace that this guy that don't have that don't have. And I can say that in 2 sentences. You know that you're born again and got peace when you can honestly make this statement. The worst thing that could happen to me today is that I die. And right behind it, the best thing that could happen to me today is that I die. Now, those of us that have got God knows there's peace with that. And I mean true peace. Because if I die, if this dies, I'm going to heaven. How bad can that be? So the beauty of a GPS, God's purpose system, is to get us from where we are right this minute to where we're going with as much peace and enjoyment as we can have. And there is no peace without God. There is things that happen in our life that are fun, exciting, whatever it is. But peace is, here, this is going to end. Now, what do I do to prepare and get to my destination? And if I was going from here to Washington State to see my grandson, that is something that I'm just going to make a trip out of that. Now, and that trip is like life. You get on the road and you go to here. Stop for lunch, stop for gas, stop for that. But here's the roads. And between here and the state of Washington, there's all kind of excitement. Boom, 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 all the way down the line. And we think about that. And we put that in our plans to see that as we go. Well, in life, that's what we said and try to do. I want to do this. I've owned 17 golf academies and 14 restaurants. And I planned every one of those. And they were all exciting and part of my journey. And I made that happen, and it was fun. I've had over 6,000 employees in my life. That's been a ball. And a lot of people don't get that, don't have that. But that's all memories to me, because when you get from wherever that is to where I am right now, all you've got is memories. And they're either good memories or bad ones. And they're determined by what your attitude is. And if you've got GPS, they're going to be good. Just that simple. And that's the advantage of being a born-again Christian. Because no matter what's going on, you got God and you got peace. It can't get no better than that. And then when you get up here looking back at all those memories, here we go. Boy, I wish I'd have done that different. I could have done that different, but I didn't. Here it is. So it is just critical that we keep the goal in mind. I want to go see my grandson. Now, in that trip, when I get out past the Mississippi River, from there to the Rocky Mountains, it's kind of boring to me. But to somebody that likes farming and farmland, and oh my goodness, it's a joy. But miles and miles and miles of miles and miles and miles. And it's like our life. We go through life, and wherever we're working, whatever we're doing, it may be a little bit boring till you come to whatever your next destination, whatever you're doing in life. But don't let the boring part of that's not a bad word with that, but don't let that keep you from thinking about where am I going, because that's what motivates us to stay going. And I want to see that boy, I want to hug him. So that's part of my whatever's next. That's the short term of this. But in how, there's no describing how excited I am to actually see Jesus and actually see God and actually see heaven. There's just no describing how awesome that is. But that only happens if you stay on the journey. And again, we're going to go whether we like it or not, because this is going to lay down and die. And that spirit never is. But then you get to see, oh my goodness, go through the Rocky Mountains, go up to Estes Park, go down to the Grand Canyon and go up to Glacier National. Goodness. And then get out in Nevada and all them places. It's just beautiful. And then up in the mountains of Oregon and Washington, and go through and see the redwoods. And it's just beautiful. And memory building. Memory building. So your journey is going to be determined on you, on the part of how much you're willing to go and do to make that happen. But it all is great if you've got God. And the simplicity of us getting to heaven. And if you don't have it, if you're not born again, hear me. It is the simplest thing in the world. It is so simple. And then when you got it, you've got it forever. And I hear all these people worried about what you can't do. And I don't want to give this up. No, listen. When you're born again and really born again, you don't give nothing up. Because your want tos change. And that is so awesome. And what you want to do once you're born again is to get as many people as you can on the same bus you're riding on to get to heaven and get there together. And on an everyday basis, once you're born again, you run into people, and it is absolutely awesome. The conversations and the things we get into that I just never dreamed, because I've always been so busy working. I just worked. And then one day God said, "Why don't you go to work for me?" And that's what I am right now doing. And I kind of waited a long time to do that, which was dumb. But from here to the finish line, I want to invite as many people as I can to go to heaven, and how simple it is to get there. And anyway, we've got a web page being built, and look it up. Call us, talk to us, but get involved with love. God is love, and he's nothing more powerful than love. And whether you like it or not, I love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. That's the beauty of loving. Somebody can do whatever they want to, but they can't keep you from loving them. They can't keep you from praying for them. So let's do that together. And if you just ain't got nobody to pray for me. I promise you I need it. Love you.